Hello and welcome back to the Adrian Project. Hello. Many thanks for choosing to click on my thumbnail and to watch my content. Very much appreciated, as always. Okay, so we're in the middle of April and it's book haul time again. So, as you can see from the title, let's have a look what I've been out and bought. So, if you think back to last month's book haul, you know that I got Claire Rosie Goodwin, An Orphan's Journey. Now, both of us never heard of Rosie Goodwin before, so I did a bit of digging about, and apparently she's in the top 10 list of authors most taken out of public libraries in the UK. So she obviously knows how to write a good yarn. So I thought, keep an eye out while I'm bagging a few bargains, see if we can pick any more of her books up. And lo and behold, in our local works, there were a couple of books to be had. So first one up is Rosie Goodwin, Time to Say Goodbye. Okay, and synopsis on the back is as follows. It's Nuneaton, 1935. Cathy has grown up at Treetop's Home for Children, where Sunday and Tom Brannan have always cared for her as one of their own. With plans to train as a nurse, Cathy's future seems clear and she wishes for nothing more. But then she falls for the wrong man and her ambitions are soon forgotten as she embarks on a secret affair. When Tom dies suddenly, his family is overwhelmed with grief and the running of the estate falls into chaos. As their financial difficulties begin to mount, they are forced to leave their home. The women of Treetops think that things can't get any worse until it is announced that the country is at war once more. So there we go, set in the mid-30s, leading up to the events at the start of the Second World War. I think it's one that I'm going to quite like reading as well. So that's the first one, and we're up and running. So next one up is another Rosie Goodwin. This one is called The Winter's Promise. Okay, this one is set a little earlier in time, so it's the 1850s, this one. So when Opal Sharp finds herself and her younger siblings suddenly orphaned and destitute, she thinks things can get no worse. Bit of a running theme in the books, isn't it? But soon, three of them, including Opal, are struck down with the illness that took their father, and her brother Charlie makes an impossible decision. Unable to afford a doctor, he knows the younger children will not survive. So, unbeknownst to Opal, Charlie takes them to the workhouse. When she finds out, Opal is heartbroken and things go from bad to worse when Charlie is accused of stealing and transported on a convict ship to Australia. Homeless and alone, Opal doesn't know where to turn, but then she manages to secure a position as a lady's maid working for the formidable but kind-hearted Mrs. King. She thinks that she has finally found some security in life until she attracts the unwanted attention of her mistress's son. Desperately missing her family, Opal makes a promise to reunite them all one day, but will the Sharps ever find their way back to each other? So, it's another historical novel. Seems to be a common thread in the three Rosie Goodwin books they've got. It's all based around children being orphaned, or they're growing up in an orphanage, that kind of thing, all historically based. Don't mind, like I say, both love a bit of historical drama, and we look forward to reading those. Okay, so next one up. This is one I got from the pound shop. Get down to your local pound shop, look in the book section, some great books to be had. And this one is The Bones of Avalon by Jefferson Bass. Now, Jefferson Bass, or Bass, is the writing team of Dr. Bill Bass, founder of the University of Tennessee's Body Farm, the world's first laboratory dedicated to study of human decomposition, and John Jefferson. So it's a duo writing under the one name of Jefferson Bass. I'll give you the synopsis of this one. A burial chamber is found beneath the palace of the popes in Avignon. Inside, a 2,000-year-old skeleton is unearthed. The discovery ignites a conspiracy that will shake the foundations of the world. Could this be the final resting place of Jesus of Nazareth? This is the latest in a series of novels from the creator of the real-life body form. The Bones of Avalon is a high-octane conspiracy thriller full of twists and surprises. So, sounds very Dan Brownish to me, this. Bit of a religious undertones to it as well. Bit of a thriller. Love that. So like I say, pick this one up in the pound shop. So at £1, even if it's not very good or you don't think much to it, all you've done is spent the same as what you do on a scratch card that you don't win anything on. So, but there you go. Looking forward to reading that one. A bit of historical thriller drama. Okay. Next one up is another historical drama, and this is Templar Silks by Elizabeth Chadwick. So I'll try and read this on here because it's got some gold printing and it makes it a bit, I've got to hold it in a certain angle so you can read it. It's a bit daft, but here we go. A sacred promise, a perilous journey, a deadly entanglement. England in the year 1219. Lying on his deathbed, William Marshall sends for the silk Templar burial shrouds he bought from the Holy Land 30 years ago. It is time to fulfill his vow and become a monk of their order for eternity. As he waits, William looks back on his long ago pilgrimage with his brother Ansel and the sacred mission entrusted to them. Jerusalem, 1183. In the holiest of all cities, the brothers become embroiled in deadly politics, devious scheming, and the lusts of the powerful men and women who rule the kingdom. Untold dangers lurk around every corner, and William must be on his guard, especially against the beautiful and mercurial concubine Pasha de Riviere. So, another historical drama with a bit of a religious undertone to it. So, looking forward to reading that. Again, I'd say if that's your kind of thing, get down to your local pound shop because that's where I got this one from. Okay, so the next one up, and we have got The Secret of the Ark. James Beckler seems to be having a bit of a religious undertone to his stories today. I know Easter's been in con, but this is purely coincidental. I'm not going to have done this on purpose. So here we go. A race for the world's most sacred and mysterious object and for survival. In Ethiopia, Chris Bronson and Angela Lewis are on the hunt for the Ark of the Covenant, but their luck is running out. Until that is, a new avenue springs open in southern France. Meanwhile, the Vatican is getting worried. Their best people are tracking the Ark, but so are a mysterious group operating from Jerusalem. Both will use deadly force. As the net closes around the most powerful artifact in history, it's also tightening around Bronson and Lewis. They'll need all their smarts to escape this time. So it says the gripping new novel from bestseller James Becker is perfect for fans of Dan Brown and Scott Mariani. So, again, religious undertones with this one. So around the Ark of the Covenant, which I thought Indiana Jones had found and got locked away, but obviously that was all made up and I thought it was real. God, you just can't believe what you hear on telly nowadays, can you? Okay, so next one up. This one was from The Works. This was in the 3 for £5 deal. 3 books for £5. I mean, come on. Get down to your local Works if you've got one. And this one is called The Key by Simon Toy. Now, this is book 2 of a trilogy. I wasn't aware of that till I got it home and read on the inside cover, so I'll be looking for books 1 and 3. So let's have a read of the synopsis of this one, shall we? Right, the end has just begun. In the historic Turkish city of Rouen, American journalist Liv Adamson wakes up in an isolation ward. She knows she's entered Rowen's forbidden ancient citadel, but remembers only darkness. A strange whisper within says she is the key, but to what? For the desperate fanatics inside the citadel, only a return can secure their survival. Charity worker Gabriel Mann, meanwhile, believes Liv could unlock mankind's most profound mystery. And for a powerful global faction, Liv's silence at any cost is all that matters. Hunted across continents, Gabriel and Liv protect an explosive discovery, a secret with devastating consequences for them and all that they hold dear. So, I say the first book was called Sanctus. Can't remember what the third book was called. I did look this up. Honestly, I did, but I just can't remember that. So I'm going to have to get the first one before I can read this one. But again, sounds a great read, that one. And finally, it's just a small book haul this month because, as you know, it's April and that's when all the bills come in, isn't it? New tax year and all that. This one is called Cell 8. It's by Rosalind and Hallstrom. Again, this was in the 3 books for a £5 deal. So, on the back, you've got one cell. A convicted murderer dies awaiting execution on Ohio's death row. One criminal. 6 years later, the same man walks into a Stockholm police station. One conspiracy. He's defeated death. He's played with the unplayable system. And now Detective Superintendent Hewitt Grenz must discover how. Sounds a bit similar to a book that Stephen King wrote, didn't it? I can't remember what that one was called. They made a series of it on the telly where there's CCTV footage of somebody murdering somebody, but he was also 60 miles away somebody else at the exact same time. Undertones of that. I don't think they've gone out and just copied it, but it sounds very X-File-ish, bit of a thriller, probably sci-fi undertones. Have you read this book or any of these books? Let me know what you thought of them in the comment section below. So looking forward to reading that one as well. Okay, so bit shorter haul than normal for the books for April, but like I say, it's time of year and it's the time of year when we've all got to tighten his belts just a little bit extra until we get the majority of the big bills out of the way, haven't we? So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. That was the book haul for April 2021. And that's the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed that one. Please remember, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to my channel. It'd be very much appreciated. And also don't forget to ring that little notification bell.